All right, let's talk a little bit about Silent Hill itself. So, as a franchise, Silent Hill is, of course, very beloved, right? A lot of people fucking love Silent Hill. I'm a big fan of the first three games. What came up? Hold on. What came up after? One sec. Just so I don't forget. Because I have a very, I don't know, my opinion of Silent Hill media is not great. By the standard of like most people. So the games that I have played are Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3. I've never finished them because it's been one of those like scenarios where you start the game and then you kind of play through it for a little while, you put it down, you forget where the fuck you're supposed to go. Because Silent Hill is one of those games where you have to play it either by taking notes, which I wasn't, or in like, consistently. You have to like sit down over the course of like a few days and actually play the game. Now, for Silent Hill 1, 2, and 3, they're really good games. They're fucking phenomenal games. What I expect out of a Silent Hill title when I play Silent Hill is just a weird town, right, where things are different. Good music that usually has a lot of like steel pipes and banging on trash cans as part of like the soundtrack. A character confronting some sort of personal trauma that they have, and then usually minimalistic combat where you are at risk of dying constantly. Silent Hill is a survival horror after all, which was a title coined by Resident Evil. If anything, if you look at the Japanese box art for Resident Evil, Biohazard, and I believe some of the original boxes of Resident Evil. Actually, I can put it up on screen. What am I talking about? You'll see the words survival horror written on it. If I can find the fucking box. Here it is. It's in Japanese, but if you look here at that box at the very bottom, that says survival horror, if I'm not mistaken. I will quickly double check, but I'm pretty sure it does say that. It's my Nipponjis is very rusty at the moment. But it should say, yes, it says survival horror. Okay, so it was a term coined by Resident Evil, of course. Anyway, so that's generally what I expect from Silent Hill. If you've played Silent Hill 1, then, Silent Hill 1 is a survival horror in which you play as a father who has to overcome some traumatic event involving his daughter. I'm not going to spoil any of the ones that I am going to talk about, so don't worry about that. And the voice acting in the game is very weird, but it's intentional because the game was heavily inspired by Twin Peaks. At least the dialogue was, which is why everyone sounds so weird when they talk. And that's what makes the game really fucking cool. Same thing with Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 2 stars, who is it, James? James has some issues with his wife that he has to sort through. He does so through Silent Hill. It's very good. Then you have Silent Hill 3. Heather has some issues to deal with involving her father. Very good game. Very well done. Then you get to Silent Hill 4. And that's when I check out. That's when I stop giving a fuck about Silent Hill. Like, literally there. The second we get to Silent Hill 4 is when I stop paying attention. I have zero interest in Silent Hill 4. I found the premise to be interesting, but the concept to be, or the execution to be stupid. Same thing with Origins. Origins was not that great in my opinion. Homecoming also looked like garbage. Downpour was really bad. What was the other one? Shattered Memories. A lot of people like Shattered Memories. I don't like that remake. It's a weird remake of Silent Hill 1. And I can't remember if there's any others that matter. But in my opinion, anything that came after 3 is pretty garbage. Like, which one was it? I think Homecoming was the one where you play as a veteran, and they add so much combat where like you're given so many guns to use against all the creatures or some shit like that. It's something stupid like that. I stopped giving a fuck. I'm like, nah, this is pretty dumb. Like I did not give a fuck about that. Anyway, Silent Hill F is, well, a new entry in the series. Apparently, it's a fresh new entry in the franchise, and it's much different from every other Silent Hill title for two things, or due to two things. I have not had this game spoiled at all for me, except for the combat, which is the one thing that I am going to mention. That is one of those two things. The first thing being, of course, the combat is different. All I've heard is that it's got Souls-like combat. What that means, I have no fucking clue, because it can mean anything. Because nowadays anything is a Souls-like, and people have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. But if it's literally lock onto target, move left and right, dodge, roll, and then like hit, then okay, then yeah, I guess that's Souls-like. Even though that's any like classic action game. Anyway, you've got that, and then the second thing that sets it apart from the other Silent Hill titles is that it's set in Japan. As far as I know, it's set in Japan. I'm assuming it really is set in Japan. There's red spider lilies all over the art, so that's obviously like a huge like metaphor for death and everything. Anyway, every other Silent Hill title usually takes place in a sort of foggy town in some part of America. I don't remember exactly where. I know it's been revealed like where Silent Hill quote unquote is, but it doesn't fucking matter. Anyway. One last thing to mention before we get started with Silent Hill F, what also makes it very special, to me at least, is the writer. The person who wrote this game is Ryukishi07. And of course, if you've watched our past streams, if you're familiar with the YouTube channel at all, if you're watching this on YouTube, he wrote Higurashi no Nakokoro ni. He also wrote Umineko. Golden Fantasia, or no, not Golden Fantasia. He wrote Umineko. I don't remember what the tagline for Umineko was, but he wrote Umineko. And those are his most prominent like visual novels that everyone knows of. Now, I don't know how they got him. I don't know how he landed this fucking gig. But I think they just wanted someone that could write clusterfucks very well. And like they just went to Ryukishi for it, because he's a very good writer from what we saw when we read through all of Higurashi. That's one thing that I wanted to do before today, before reaching this date, and we were able to do so. We were able to finish Higurashi last Saturday, sorry, where we just streamed for fucking 10 hours. Anyway, I don't know what to expect from this game. Besides, again, survival horror, Souls-like combat, and I guess Japan. Also, I believe this is the first time we have an Asian protagonist as the main lead character. I don't remember if like even did previous Silent Hill titles have any like Asian characters. I don't think so. I'm pretty sure they didn't. Anyway, let's actually get started. Let me get the game up and running, and we'll go from there. I've only ran it before just to fuck with the settings, and that's about it. I probably should have opened it a while ago, because one thing that like that Unreal Engine 5 games are notorious for, they're notorious for this shit, is compiling shaders. Where you'll start the game and then you get a loading screen as it has to compile shaders like it's a PS3 emulator. Oh, okay, it went through quickly. Okay, cool. As far as I know, this game doesn't have an intro. Intro in the sense of like when the if you like start the game. If you start the game, for example, like here, if you just wait for a bit, that there's like a some intro. There isn't one as far as I know. Now let me just make sure that you guys can see this. You should be able to. Should be able to hear it. Everything should be good. Oh. Okay. I received the pink rabbit costume. What? What do you mean? I think that was like a pre-order bonus for those who like actually like bought the deluxe edition, which I didn't. So maybe they gave it to me afterwards. I don't fucking know. When I did run this game a bit ago, just to set it up, it did tell me like, hey, you've got a white like the white school uniform, and like that's about it. But otherwise, I think we should be good. Let me just double check. Just this. And then just see what it looks like on your end. Then you should be good. And we can go ahead and get started. Let me also do one final thing on my end. And that's something that I normally don't do, but let's see. Hopefully this goes well. Okay. Just double checking. Give me one sec. God, I hate stalling. Give me one else. Here we go. Okay, there it is. So I normally don't use Bluetooth on my PC, but I went ahead and just did that to connect my controller to it. But we should be good otherwise. Yeah, okay. It's time. I don't know what to expect. I'll try to point out any Higurashi references. So if you haven't played Higurashi, be warned, I guess. But if you've been following along with the channel, then you should be good. Anyway, I do hope the game looks good for all of you watching live, though. Well, I'll probably still stream this in like a few hours anyways, in like 12 hours. But otherwise, for everyone watching on YouTube, it should still look good. So let's just get started. So, let's see. Weaker enemies, more resources. Oh, this is fucking game death mode. So you either have normal or hard, I guess. And then puzzles. A balanced puzzle experience for players looking for a traditional Silent Hill experience. Puzzles will be more difficult. Or this. I guess we'll go with this. If there's fucking sliding puzzles, I'm gonna lose my shit. I hate sliding puzzles. So much. But anyway. Here we have our protagonist. And you get to choose an outfit for her. It's so stupid. Yeah, I don't know how I got this, considering that, again, I didn't get the deluxe edition, but I'm not complaining. So we'll go with just the traditional outfit. If it was summer, we'd probably do a playthrough on this, but it's not, so we're gonna go with this. This is so like Hinamizawa.
親に向かってその言い草はなんだ。
お父さんやめてください。
中高あんなにも高校娘なのに、どうして妹の前は何もかも正反対なんだ。どこ行く？話はまだ終わってないぞ、ひなこ。
お父さん、ひなこだって分かってくれてますよ。
分かってたらどうしてあの態度になるんだ。これも全部お前がひなこをずっと甘やかしてきたからだろう。
ひなこ、お父さんはね、あなたのためを思って
友達のとこ行ってくる。
早めに帰っておいでね。
Oh, okay. Give me a sec. Holy fuck. Already having issues on my end. Okay. We're good then. Sorry about that. But yeah,
でたまるか。そんなこと。
it looks like we're set, or sorry, it looks like the game is set at least in the 80s. This already is very Ryukishio 7. This whole town, this whole little village, when I saw all the panning shots, because yeah, the cinematography is beautiful in this game. All I could think of is like, oh man, I recognize these places from Hinamizawa. That's all I could think about. But yeah, so we can run and we can toggle it, which is normal. We've got tank controls, by the way. So you turn, you can walk. Like if I move left, she moves left. You have to literally be looking somewhere for her to turn around or anywhere. So we can't go back in. Are there any like secrets that we'll find just from walking? Yeah, this is either very 70s or very 80s. I couldn't tell by the radio that they were using. I don't know if homes in Japan still had that type of radio back then. But so far, very, very, very beautiful looking game. Especially like just the fog, the mountains. It's awesome. I wonder how many Shibas we're gonna encounter, or aliens as well. But anyway, let's actually get moving for realsies. Also, this is like a super like, you know, clear, like the bike is a very clear indicator of like how old, or like, sorry, the time period, because those bikes are like very old school. Either way, left or right? What way goes down the mountain? Right? Yeah, head down to the mountain. Oh, let's go this way. I'm gonna try to let this be very atmospheric, of course. Whenever I play through horror titles, I try not to, you know, speak too much, to let the ambiance build by itself. But here, looks like this is someone else's home? Or are we back home? No, this is another part of our house, it seems. Yeah. Unless it's someone else's shack. Oh, wait, what's this? Article. Serious issues in Ebisugaoka. So, April 2021, Showa 20th, 1945. So it's the Showa era. Evening edition. The onsen geyser that suddenly started spewing water on the 3rd of this month in Iwashimizu, Ebisugaoka of Yamabe District finally came to a stop early this morning. The geyser reached a height of at least 30 meters, but the ceaseless noise and pungent hydrogen sulfide gas have left residents troubled. This is so it's already Higurashi. It's already Higurashi. 3 individuals have been hospitalized with complaints of skin sores and other maladies they claim were caused by the gas. In addition, strong concentration of arsenic have been detected in the geyser's water, 20 milligrams per liter. Many residents have concerns about the future environmental issues this might lead to. Interesting. Okay. So we can also view our collectibles through here, which we have nothing. And then here's the documents. Okay. And then we can also press up. Okay, so the journal is just like the tutorial or whatever. Anyway, let's keep looking. Just in case we find something else. Again, no idea where this game is set specifically. But that newspaper might just be old. And that's it. It might literally just be an old newspaper. And, you know, for all we know, this is set in the 40s. For all we know, it's set in the 80s. I'm still not sure. But that radio that they had in the room was very old. Especially by modern standards. Even by the 80s, or even for the 80s, I'm pretty sure it was very old. Entry to mountain prohibited.
土砂崩れで通れない。昔はここ登ったな。
Okay. Well, let's get moving. But yeah, overall, I haven't had anything spoiled of this game besides the combat. I kept seeing like posts about like, oh, it's a 10 out of 10, and like everyone seems to fucking love it, like as a title. I'm pretty sure diehard Silent Hill fans might have an issue with the combat. Normally, again, I prefer a survival horror title where you are not meant to fight for the most part. You're supposed to get away. The only exclusion is a Fatal Frame, but because Fatal Frame's a lot of fun. But anyway, here's hoping that at least in this case, I'm not locked into, like, imagine if it was like Devil May Cry, where like here the camera pans out, there's an invisible wall right here, there's an invisible wall right there along the wall, along the sides here, and then at the end of that little like walkway, and then we have like a bunch of like sexy nurses with bandages, and I have to fight them with a pipe. If that happens, it's gonna be fucking shitty. It's gonna be really fucking shitty, but we'll see. Okay, not much else. I don't think we can interact with people, but we're looking for stuff like this. Local doctor's note. There have been sightings of foxes coming into town recently. I'm sure that the older generations who have grown up learning to respect foxes are fine, but I'm concerned for any children who may try and chase or provoke the creatures. Foxes by nature are not aggressive, but just like wild dogs, they carry diseases such as rabies, tetanus, and echinococcus, to name just a few. The town committee should send out warnings to ensure people don't get unnecessarily close to them. Interesting. One last thing I'll mention before I stop rambling about random shit. I will talk about like my thoughts of whatever it is that we encounter throughout the playthrough at the end of the stream. You know, when we're wrapping things up. That's where I'll point out a lot of like the maybe Higurashi similarities and stuff like that. I'll try not to do it while we're playing, especially if there's, you know, a lot of shit going on. But yeah, these houses look so old school. These are just like shacks, basically. That's what happens when you live in the mountains for the most part. It's also like probably really fucking humid out right now. God. Let's see. Right now I am just taking everything in though. Because God, this game does look very beautiful. I think it is probably the prettiest Silent Hill title we've gotten so far. Or mainline Silent Hill title that we've gotten so far. The Silent Hill 2 remake doesn't count because that's just a remake, right? It's just a, you know, a polishing of an original game. SH2 still looks pretty good though on the PS2. But this game so far looks wonderful. Look at all the mud as well. Do we leave footprints? We do not, it seems. Okay, well that's lame. Okay. So here's our save points, I guess, or our bonfires. Okay, so let's save. And we can change costumes here if we want, again, for some reason. I still don't know why I have to. I'm not complaining, but
私はどうしたら。
give me 1 sec. Gonna crank up the audio some more. It was very loud in some instances. It wasn't in others. But maybe she is just being kind of quiet. But of course, gods being a prominent theme, as far as I know, in Ryukishi's writings. At least if we look at Higurashi, there's so many, like, nods to Higurashi so far, with abusive parents, or conflicts between siblings, and the like. Drinking at this time of day? A woman is only complete when she's loved, featuring the latest fashion for young women so pure, they make even flowers blush. That is a very old style magazine as well. There's a well. Oh wait, we can go down there. I didn't see. It's crazy that they just let you, wander through other people's homes. But I guess when it's a village like this, it's, to be expected. It's pretty normal. Because everyone knows each other. This is probably a very small village in the mountains. There's a little workshop of some kind. And, of course, veggies being grown. Okay, just gonna quickly double check this area. See if there's anything here that I might have missed.
お稲荷様だ。あちこちに祀られている。
Oinari? Okay. So foxes are going to be the primary theme, it seems. I mean, we already kind of were told, hey, watch out for foxes, and now we've got this. Okay. So no nurses, I'm assuming. We're going to see fox girls instead. We're going to have furries that we're going to beat over the head with a pipe. He's so cathartic. Anyway. Let's keep exploring a little bit. This is going to be a long stream, by the way. We're probably going to go for another 3 hours, maybe. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah. God, this game does look wonderful. Now, one thing I heard, or one of the only other things I looked up about this game, was how long it was. Like, how long does it take to finish this game? And I kept seeing anywhere between 12, like 9 to 12 hours or something. I hope that's not true. At least for the main story, that's probably what it's like. With Silent Hill titles, replayability is a big thing, because they tend to have a lot of endings. Usually a main ending, like Silent Hill 2, I think, had 9 endings. And the main playthrough was, so long.
人気がないな。地づる屋なら誰か来てるかな。
Okay. So I can only assume that this is going to be somewhat similar. So we can do this, and then we can view our objectives. Okay. So it'll send us down there. This map looks really neat. Now, normally, this is just a personal thing. I'm usually not huge on the super Japanese aesthetic, which, might be kind of ironic or whatever. But like stuff like with the brush stroke, like I can admit that this does look nice, but it's not usually an art style that I'm super fond of. I'm gonna blame weeaboos from my era ruining that shit for me. Anyway, it's probably locked. Can't even attempt to open it. Not like we would need to, considering that, it's other people's homes. But here we can see the radio again. That radio does look very old school. It's still too big. Usually by the 80s or so, radios have been compartmentalized to the point where they were much smaller. Like just because this is just a generic radio that you use to listen to the radio, which I think I might have to explain if you've never used a radio before. But back in the day. It's so fucking dumb. Anyway, a radio lets you listen to music, to news, whatever, right? You connect to a specific frequency, which is what those dials are for, and then you can listen to music or listen to a news announcement, something along those lines. Anyway, eventually, by the time we got to the 80s, these type of stereos got smaller because they were a lot easier to, compartmentalize instead of having huge like bricks basically. So imagine the speaker and then maybe like, see where that little red line is? That's probably about as big as like a speaker in a radio in the 80s would be like. I'm not talking about, of course, a boombox or something, just a generic radio you could buy that just lets you listen to the radio. Like that's about as big as those were. Which I kind of do want one. I need to buy a radio that is, or just a radio that can also play cassettes. That'd be pretty fucking cool. But anyway, let's keep looking. I've just been exploring like crazy. It's funny. Oh, another one. So, article. Serious issues in Ebisugaoka. No, Ebisugaoka. I need to remember this name and actually pronounce it properly. Starting around May, Ebisugaoka began seeing a high number of small earthquakes. The Prefectural Disaster Prevention Division predicts that there will be even more in the future. Residents remain on edge, fearful that these may be early warning signs of a larger earthquake yet to come. Rumors that these events are being caused by Inarisama's curse okay, have been spreading among the more religiously minded of the elderly population. However, the Prefectural Disaster Prevention Division is urging residents to treat such rumors as superstition and instead prepare for any potential disasters ahead. Okay, so we've got a curse already. Oh man, my guess when Ryukishi was asked about this game, if he did more than just write it, I hope he got to design some of the village itself. And then bro just basically said, I'm just gonna make Hinamizawa. And then he just did it. Because that's what we're getting so far. This is very Higurashi. And you'll hear me say that a lot probably. Look at that voltage meter. Is that what those are called? Little fucking volt boxes that are outside of like your home or your apartment that have a little meter that goes up. Here's another shrine to Inari-sama. And then a well that's been closed off. Okay. Again, we're gonna take it a little slow at the start, just as we can maybe try to explore everything. Silent Hill titles also just hide shit everywhere. So, for all we know, there could have been another little piece of paper in there. Oh yeah, this truck is very old school too.
すいません。運転手さんいませんか？他の道を探そう。
That was pretty cool though. I don't know if you noticed it. When she stepped on this and then she like slid her foot back, like that streak was really fucking neat. But let's still try to look. You could literally just get into the truck and then go that way. But welcome to Silent Hill where things don't make sense. Common sense gets pushed out the fucking window. I do wish the camera moved a little faster though. I don't believe I can change that, or if I can, I'll do it later. These homes look very nice though. God damn. Oh. Of course.
絶対に呪いよ。あんなひどい死に方あるわけないもの。私なら絶対に嫌。そんな家。噂をすればなんとやらだよ。
Hmm. Village up in the mountains? Check. People are missing? Check. There's a god in this mountain village? Check. People talk about the god of the village? Check. There's a curse? Check. This is already Silent Hill Higurashi, or Silent Hill Nakokoroni. Anyway. Next, we're gonna find out that we're part of a club. Turns out that our club is very good at playing not video games, just regular board games. Turns out that we play botsu games whenever someone loses. What else?
裏切り者。サクコ、どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。車が道を塞いでてさ。千鶴や？今は誰かと喋りたくて。私も後から行くね。うん。じゃあね。裏切り者。
Okay, never mind. Our friends are not so nice. Okay, well, there's the truck. Let's quickly just go this way. See if we might have missed anything. Right, we want to escape an abusive household, and then it turns out our friends... Turns out our friends also don't like us. Let's see if I can translate that real quick. So we can find out what this says. Give me a sec. Because normally that's the name of the business or whatever it is that they do. Okamoto Fisheries, fresh fish. So it's a fish truck. Interesting. So where's the driver? Because fish goes bad very quickly. One left outside. What about these real quick? I'll try not to stop to translate too often, but this is just so that we're all kind of on the same page. So here on the right, it says traffic safety. Okay, that's probably an office of some kind. What about on the left? Salt. That's what that white sign says. And then at the bottom, we have tabako. Okay, so it's probably a store in that case. Oh, never mind. I guess the store is up ahead. This is probably a different type of store. And I'm not gonna translate. Like I said, I'm not gonna translate everything, but just a few things. I wish it would have like a little subtitle or something when you approach, like this, for example, and then it's like traffic safety. Anyway, let's move ahead a tiny bit. Just double checking. Have we? Yeah. Oh, was that a rabbit? It is a rabbit. Cute. Sorry, again, just running through everything real quick. Okay. Oh. This will definitely have something. Name. Suzutani Mayumi. Last seen wearing a white blouse, long navy skirt, beige neckerchief with black polka dots. Details of disappearance. The rest have been torn off. Suzutani Mayumi. I'm gonna have to remember these names as well. I am terrible with names. So I'm gonna have to make a very conscious effort to remember them. So Mayumi. I like, if she's already been mentioned, I've already forgotten. Is the thing. Oh dear. Okay. It's probably a restaurant. Some kind. Again, just trying to show off the game a little bit, because God, it does look so nice. It's so beautiful. Yeah, so let's keep checking this way. Oh, I haven't seen one of these umbrellas in ages either. These are old as fuck. And then the way is blocked off, of course. Oh, and then here's an old school washing machine where you crank it. Oh. Still under construction. When are they going to be finished? Who do you think is buried underneath there? Small mountain village in either the 40s or the 80s. Fresh construction. Of course there's gotta be a murder. Anyway, so now that's blocked off, yeah. Okay, let's keep moving. Can't read that. Literally, it's like smudged to shit. Oh. We've got journals for everyone. Okay, well, let's quickly start with ourselves. Okay. Shimizu Hinako. Me. There's not a single extraordinary thing about me, except maybe being tall for a girl my age. I used to be in the track and field club, which is probably why I'm better at sports than most girls. I guess I got used to running around a lot when I was a kid, since I preferred playing with boys. I will admit, I can be quite stubborn at times. I don't like accepting things that other people decide for me, even if it's the right thing to do. More than once, I've rebelled and made the wrong decision, only to regret it later. Oh boy, that sounds familiar. I know a person like that. Shimizu Kimie, my mother. If I had to choose one word to describe her, it would be pitiful. She's the one who bears the brunt of my father's violent moods and malicious abuse. When I was younger, she used to protect me from him, since I didn't hate her back then, but maybe I do hate her now. Even as my father screams in her face, throws bowls at her, and sends her out for alcohol late at night, she remains ever loyal to him. I just cannot, will not accept her way of life. Shimizu Kanta, my father. When I first learned the term patriarchal husband, and that it meant a man who does nothing but boss his wife around, he was the first person to come to mind. Dad barely talks. He ignores me when I tell him good morning, but if I say nothing, he gets angry instead. And once he's angry, he just explodes. He loses all control over his emotions in the blink of an eye. He yells at Mom, throwing things around, and even hits us. Why can't he act like that in public? Why does everyone else only get to see his quiet, calm side? If it meant that I wouldn't have to spend another second with him in this house, or in that house, I'd happily let myself be taken away. Junko, my older sister. She's one of the prettiest and kindest people I know, and there's nothing she can't do. I can rely on her for anything. Honestly, she's the greatest sister anyone could ask for. She's always been there for me, ever since the day I was born, until she left to go get married. And also, hey Protoss, thanks for stopping by over on the kick side. Oh, here she is. Yeah. Igarashi Sakuko. Like Satoko from Higurashi. She's the chick that just called us a fucking traitor. Anyway. Igarashi Sakuko. One of my friends. She's always got her head up in the clouds and is a little strange. She's constantly trying to worm her way out of paying me back for the 500 yen I lent her that one time. Her father is the head priest of the... Oh, boy. Her father is the head priest... Immediately. Sorry. Her father is the head priest of the Sanensugi shrine in town. She seems to take great pride in donning the traditional Miko robes and selling charms during the New Year celebration. Iwai Shu. Shu's been my friend since forever. He's my partner. We've been like boyfriend or like eyeball, or which word are we using? Aniki? I guess we'll find out. Shu's been my best friend since forever. He's my partner. We've been having playdates for as long as I can remember. When we play make-believe Space Wars, we call each other partner, and for some reason it just kind of stuck. Oh, okay. So literally. Kids of the Showa era tend to look down on the other sex, but never Shu. When I rebelled against my parents because they told me to act like a girl, he was the one who understood my feelings the most and stood by me. Yeah, so they just mean like, you know, like bestie. You know, that kind of partner.
Yo, 相棒。
シュ。
あのさ。
うん。なんか言ってよ。
お前こそなんか言うことはないのかよ。
相棒にないんだったら私にだってない。
お前らしいや。受け身な生き方なんてお前らしくないぜ。お前が自分で選んだ道なら俺はいつまでも応援するからな。
シュ。
シュウ君、お待たせ。ひなこもいたんだ。
リンコ。
何の話をしてたの？
いや、大した話は。
誰かとおしゃべりしたい気持ちだったんだって。
気が紛れたよ。
それはよかった。お役に立てて光栄の極み。会えると分かってたら借りてた雑誌持ってくればよかった。
ああ、貸したままでいいよ。リンコに貸した時点で戻ってくると思ってないし。
んだとこんちくしょう。笑いすぎだよ。サクコだってひなこから何か借りてるんじゃないの？私なんかあったかな？ねえひなこ、じゃあ私が借りてる500円も返さなくていいよね？サクコ利子つけて返すとか言ってなかった？言ってないよ。消耗あんなら出してみろ。いいこと聞いた。これからはサクコに貸すとき消しゴムであっても消耗書かせるから。そんな意地悪言わないでよ。ねえねえ、昨日のラジオ聞いた？聞いた。あ、でも途中で寝ちゃった。まったく、お子様なんだから。またバカにして。ひなこ？
あ、ごめん。何？
裏切りも。
しょ。痛い。これ週にもらっててよかった。
Note from Shu. Hey, Eyeball. These painkillers should work best on you. Or best for you. They'll only take care of your headaches, they'll not only take care of your headaches, but also any pain from injuries. I suspect that the main cause behind your nasty headaches is from you unconsciously grinding your teeth when you're upset. Does that sound about right? If you ever need to talk or anything, just call my name and I'll be there. Oh no. You can't. I won't go there. Painkillers and capsules. Relieves pain and raises spirits. Slightly restores health and current max sanity. Sanity.
助かった。みんな絶対無事でいてくれよ。
Interesting. Mind you, I can still move normally, but I'm limping on purpose. Now,
血が止まらない。なんとかしないと。
okay, they're gonna force me to do it. You good? Okay. I'm gonna try not to heal, if possible. Just to see if that maybe affects the ending or something. I know in Silent Hill 2, this isn't or I won't spoil anything for Silent Hill 2, but there are various factors that go into what kind of ending you get in Silent Hill 2. One of them being how much you take care of yourself. If you are constantly wounded, for example, it's kind of like, you know, the protagonist psychologically or subconsciously not caring about himself. So I wonder if the same thing will happen here with our protagonist, whose name I've already forgotten because we've only heard it like twice. But I remembered Sakoko. Sakoko is deeply ingrained into my head. Or into my brain, I should say. Because her name is the easiest to remember. I can't. It's like we literally have a John Higurashi in this game. Bandages coated with ointment used to stop bleeding. Application is taught in all local schools. Greatly restores health.
ここどこ？急いでサクコのとこに戻らないと。
Kokodoko. We have to get back to Sakoko. She's like, where? Here. Kokodoko. Here? No, she said here, where? Japanese can be very funny. I can only imagine what the English dub for this fucking game sounds like. With her being like, where am I? What is this place? Or some really like breathy, like hyperventilized, like fucking voice acting, some shit out of like My Hero Academia. I wonder if her male friend was the same or like spoke that way. He was like, I'll always be there for you. If you need me, just call my name. Anyway, maybe we'll show off a little bit of the English dub when we finish the game for the first time. We'll start it again. We'll show off a little bit of the beginning with some of the English voices, but until then, we won't. Oh, let's go this way. Remote. Now, I will say one thing. You might notice, or you probably won't because of like the stream, but maybe if you're watching on YouTube, you might notice some slight stuttering every now and again. That's something that I like came across with when playing other Unreal Engine 5 games. and that seems to be like normal because it's basically loading the surrounding area at the same time, and it'll just stutter for like a frame,
シュウ
and then it'll load it normally. Or it'll just load everything afterwards. So you might just notice that every now and again. Also, at the very start, when she gave her sister a bell, just huge Higurashi motifs, huge like classic Japanese horror motifs. Those little like tiny bells are everywhere in Japanese horror. These spider lilies that we saw are also just again a huge motif with Higurashi. Sorry, with Japanese horror. They always mean death of some kind. Either you're dead, you're dying, you're about to die, someone you know has died. In this case, I guess her sister. Oh. No, that's where we came
シュ
from.
ウリンコ
Sakoko. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So we can dodge. Dodges uses stamina. Okay. I guess we'll practice real quick. Oh, well. Done it. No, we don't get sexy nurses in this game. Seems like we get sexy dolls instead, which is something. What's this one? You can escape from combat by getting out of the enemy's sight. Good. Okay, so it seems like combat is optional. I wonder what that character is supposed to mean overall. Because again, usually in Silent Hill, the enemies you encounter are some sort of personification of something that's afflicting the character that is visiting Silent Hill. Here we have a doll, so that's already one thing. The doll's eyes were burnt out or, you know, missing. So it could be just one big metaphor of the protagonist and how she is a quote-unquote doll. How she can't see things, maybe. Or, you know, doll in the sense that, like, she's controlled by her parents. How she can't do things by herself. Anytime she tries to do anything else, you know, she gets judged for it. So she has to, like, kind of try to bend to their whim. I guess we'll see. We'll keep exploring though. Also, try to, like, imagine the smell of this place. It probably smells fucking terrible. They want us to go that way, so let's see if we can go up here. It looks like we can. Okay. I did not want to go up here. If this was a Resident Evil, there would be red, like, there would have been, like, yellow tape, yellow paint all over the fucking place. The fact that they used just a single little light bulb was very good. Very, very, very good game design. it immediately makes you curious, right? The light bulb like kind of buzzing. We'll go this way though. Because yeah, there's like a dead end, it seems. Local doctors note, there are cases where patients see an improvement in their symptoms by not by taking medicine, but rather by simply talking to a doctor. The cause of this phenomenon lies undeniably in the trust fostered between practitioner and patient. Conclusively, the pharmacists who have been trusted since ancient times perhaps could be said to contain a similar power to that of the local gods here. Even among the younger generation of this town, there are many who believe praying to Oinari-san will soothe pain and speed up the healing process. One's fortitude of faith is thought to have direct relation to potency. There are even some town elders who claim to have had broken bones miraculously mended after praying to Oinari-san. Crazy. That's a very interesting note. It's above me, I'm pretty sure. Did that scare you? Anyway, let's quickly look around. So the fact that we can escape combat at any point is wonderful. What sucks is that we're probably going to get a pipe soon, and then combat might not be optional for a while. Okay, well, you're not taking your shoes off. Oh, okay. And there's dust everywhere. So, oh yeah, we're definitely not in the 80s. This is definitely way before that then. Unless, for some reason, this is just a rural mountain town. Oh god, I wish I could fucking, like, zoom in or go to first-person mode or something. I dodged. What the fuck was that? Hold on. Holy shit, that kind of kills everything. Hold on, I'm holding down buttons just in case. Well, I guess we updated stuff. Alright, let's check the journal real quick. Unlike my sister Junko, who has always been the golden child, I've been a handful ever since I was little. My parents told me that I never listened to a single word they said. I'd make my mom cry and my dad furious, but Junko was always there for me. She understood me. She looked out for me. That's why I love my sister. and have always done what she asked of me, or at least I've tried. She would smooth things out between me and my parents, which made life in that house a little more bearable. My parents and I. That is, until she got married, of course. Nishida Rinko, one of my friends. She's really put together, but can be a little inflexible in how she does things sometimes. Once she set her mind to something, that's it. And recently, that something seems to be clothes, fashion, and other womanly pursuits. Rika once confessed to me that she had a crush on Shu. I told her that I was all for it, but she can't get used to the idea of rolling around in the dirt and catching insects for fun. She might have a tough time, and there's a little beetle next to her. Also, I just realized there's other tabs. I'm going to try not to look at them. So anyway, maybe I can enhance this later and see like what fucking date this is. Maybe we'll find out later when this game takes place, but so far we don't know. Unless it really is like the Showa era and whatever like date that was. Okay, just empty drawers. Why not? Bandages. It's not that I'm like a pacifist, but right now we don't have a weapon for one, and there's usually no real reason to fight enemies. Because that's another thing. Like again, with other past Silent Hill titles, if you kill everything, for example, that kind of contributes to your ending, and it also contributes to, again, like you have to consider this like this playthrough, or like when you play through a Silent Hill game, like what would you be doing in this scenario? Like imagine this girl who we know has a troubled like home life. What would it mean metaphorically? Oh, hold on, Yokon, a jelly-like dessert filled with red bean paste, a bite-sized delight, greatly restores health, can also be used as an offering. Imagine what it would be metaphorically if you read a story about a girl who, again, is in an abusive household. Her only like source of, you know, respite is gone due to, well, her getting married. And then she goes on a killing spree, killing anything that she comes across. If you're reading a novel about that, you'd think, man, that chick is fucking crazy, or she's got some like, you know, trauma that she needs to sort through. And that would be correct for the most part. Okay. Is this someone's like scalp? That's a mask. And a key. Bloody key. A key with unknown bloodstains. Not sure what it unlocks. Okay. But there we got to see, like, the face of one of the mannequins. Or dolls, or, you know what, just for the hell of it, real quick. It's just called a monster. Okay, well, might as well. So, a monster that appears to be lumps of flesh stitched together. It approaches with an unsettling smile when it catches sight of me. It's covered all over with sickening wounds. I wonder if it wants to hurt me the same way that it was hurt. Okay. So, it could be literally that. It could be, again, a representation of some creature, or her wanting to maybe take her anger out on someone. Backdoor key. A sturdy-looking barrel key. Judging from its size and blades, it should be used to open the back door. Judging by its size, huh? You can just tell that key's gonna be used for that. Okay. Ah, this way. was that? Return to Chizuruya General Store while avoiding the monsters. Okay. I assume I was supposed to use that key. Like going back downstairs and then maybe trying to go across the living room. But we can probably come back. We'll see. But what about Sakoko? You never worry about Sakoko. She's the head priestess. Or the daughter of the head priest. Right. It could be unresolved trauma, her wanting to take that anger out on someone, anything like that. More pills. How many do we have? 16. Jeez. They really expect you to get fucking hit. That's not good. Yeah. Damn it. She didn't heal. She didn't heal when I told her to. God damn it. You were doing so well. So, hold on. Does this recover HP or not? She has to actually take it. God damn it. Okay. So what I should have done is look at the map. But well, it's not a nurse to begin with. So that's one start. Or a start, I guess. Okay, that was not a perfect dodge, but sure. I will take it. Also, you can see the fox legs or whatever on the creature, on the mannequin. So, it's another, like, hint, I guess. So where the fuck do they want me to go? This way. So let's grab that item again. And, just run real quick. Anyway. So it was this way. Yeah, straight ahead now. Antique comb. Okay. A small hairbrush specifically made to be used in religious ceremonies. A type of offering. Okay. Oh, and a shrine. Neat. So, Hokora. Some offerings not only recover health and sanity, but can also be exchanged for faith at Hokora. Use faith to recover. Use faith at Hokora to fully restore your sanity. If you have chosen story as your action's difficulty level, then you can recover both your health and sanity without using faith by visiting a Hokora. Use faith you have received at Hokora to obtain Omamori. Okay. So a random Omamori, we can recover our sanity or change our costume. So let's offer something, and then we'll offer items in exchange for faith. Yes. So jello like dessert. Used as an offering. This can be used as an offering. Anything else? Cannot be. Okay. Well, we can go with these two. This recovers a great amount of health, but that doesn't matter much. We've got this. This should be fine. Slight amount of health. Greatly restores health. And then this as well. Okay. So what do we get from this? So restore our sanity. I still don't know what this means off the top of my head. That. So whatever that gauge is. We'll go back. We don't need that. Let's draw this, I guess. A random Omamori for 300. Okay. So Omamori, clam, decreases enemy line of sight. Oh, okay. So these just make the game easier, I guess? Oh, and right, we can also do this, like, because I guess because I technically pre-ordered the game, I get this. Slightly restores health upon picking up food items, and fried tofu that became too hard and dry to be edible. Oinari-sama's favorite offering. Okay. We'll try not to use it. Divine water, fresh mountain water. It is said those who drink this water will be blessed by the gods. Fully restores current max sanity, reduces sanity damage taken for a set time, can be used as an offering. A first aid kit. Okay. So we're not going to use any of those, I guess. Use this and then select the Omamori, right? Equipment. That's weapons. Omamori. There we go. So if I want to use any of these, I could. I'm probably not going to then in that case, and we're just gonna move on. If you want to use Omamori, have fun. I'll try not to use them, and I'll try not to quote unquote claim any of them if need be. I thought that was a box I could open, but then I realized that it had seals all over it. Now, not gonna lie, I was expecting this this village to be a lot more. Well, sorry, I wasn't expecting it to be as dense as it is now. Like, there's so many homes next to each other. It's weird. Normally villages in the mountains are, you know, rural, and they have like a neighbor every now and again. You know, it's like living in the boonies, literally. I don't think I was supposed to step in this water. Because that's a shrine of some kind, I believe.
Rinko?
Oh. Okay. So we're gonna attack with a light attack. You won't deal much damage, you'll be able to attack more swiftly, and then a heavy attack with R2. Okay. Enemies take more damage while stunned. And we can lock onto an enemy. Oh. Okay. That's very interesting. Okay. Anyway. We have a pipe. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, there's pipes everywhere. Shit like this is not common. Like, anywhere. Like, exposed pipes like these? No. This is all very... We have non-Euclidean pipes. Anyway, the, combat doesn't seem too bad. It's very exaggerated, for the most part. But, like, that's still... Like, it's very slow still. Like this. Or here, let me try swinging very quickly. Like, just smashing the button. Yeah, that's, like, about as fast as, like, James would swing in Silent Hill 2. What if we do heavies? If I'm just smashing, it's still just one at a time. Like so. Yeah, so far, seems pretty normal. If she gets, like, an ultimate or something and I can just, like, wombo combo an enemy, that's gonna be very dumb. Oh, there's counters. That's so stupid. Certain enemy attacks will leave them vulnerable to counterattacks. A visual hint will appear when it's possible to counterattack. When the visual hint is shown, use R2. The visual hint indicating a counter is possible will be visible for longer when you're using L2 to focus. If no visual hint is shown during an enemy attack, that attack cannot be countered. Additionally, hints will not appear while you're attacking or dodging. Okay. I'm gonna assume it was then. Well, sadly, we need to do this now. Oh, okay. Let's see. Because I need to try to counter her. For tutorial's sake. Okay, that. That's not too bad. It's a little gamey, but it's whatever. I wouldn't really call that Souls-like, by the way. That's like that just seems like action game combat. I wouldn't really call it a Souls-like for the most part. Well, I mean, of course, you still have the dodging, right? That's probably why people call it Souls-like, because you can lock into an enemy, and then because you can then do this. I will say the dodging is kind of weird. If you could maybe like sidestep, if the dodge, let's see how long, let's see how like how much we can dodge. Like if I just dodge, holy fuck, that is such a huge distance. If it was like half of that, if the dodge was like, you know, from here to like here, you know, a little sidestep, you know, something like this. If I were to dodge and it's just this, that'd be a little better. That dodge is way too big. Like that window is huge for dodging. Anyway, toolkit. A portable toolkit containing commonly used tools for home repair. Restores weapons durability. Okay. So, and then once a weapon's durability has been exhausted, the weapon will break. Okay. Well, we're probably never going to use a weapon. Unless I have to fight a boss or some shit. But okay.
シュウどこにいる
So many shrines everywhere. Which is neat, but okay. The Ramune. The best-selling soft drink in town. It's packed with a fizzy, refreshing punch that wakes you up with one sip. Greatly restores max sanity, can also be used as an offering. Okay. I wonder if other people, while playing through this game, they've like rushed ahead and just like been running the whole time like this. let's see what this says. Let me get a good here real quick. Let's see if we can translate this. So it says, a healthy family with a strict father and a loving mother. Ebisaguka Parents and Teachers Association. Why the fuck aren't they translating this? That's so important. That is so incredibly fucking important. To the game. Why isn't there a little subtitle for it? Hold on. Show subtitles, yeah. Subtitle color, show speaker. Subtitle background we don't need. We'll do this, but that's about it. But yeah, no, okay, that's kind of fucking lame. Because some of this stuff, apparently, like, unfortunately, unless you can actually read kanji or read Japanese, some of, like, a lot of these little details are gonna go by, and, like, they're gonna go over your head, and you're not gonna fucking understand them, and that's a huge pain in the ass. I hate when games don't do this, or when they don't translate stuff for you. If they're gonna have stuff in, like, a foreign language or anything like that. Like, imagine if you're playing a game in English, and, you know, you have the voices in Japanese or something, and you're Japanese. If you don't go up to a sign and then it gives you a little subtitle underneath it. I'm pretty sure other Silent Hill titles have done this before in the past as well, where you will just have, you know, a description or something of whatever it is that you're reading. And they really want me fighting everything here, huh? Okay. So sanity is like a shield of some kind. Well, let's save again. And, well, I mean, I'll make offerings. We'll definitely sell this. I'm not going to use it. And we'll get the Yokan as well, and then this. Yeah. Yeah, we'll offer this. So what I'll do is I'll offer, maybe I'll pull Ramune, or, sorry, Omamori, but I'm not going to use them. Anyway, here's another one. A plum one. Increases max stamina. They've got gacha in my Silent Hill now. Well, that's already been a thing with Konami making, like, pachinko. Anyway, steel pipe. A rusty but sturdy steel pipe. It's long enough to work as a makeshift weapon. Okay. So you can carry multiple weapons. Okay. Vending machines. Gutto drink. Can we see what this says? Black tea. Coffee. And two that I can't read. Oh, wait. There was something here. More pills. Oh. I didn't notice this. And let's see if I can quickly translate this. Oh, we're at it too. So this will say, let's see, it's a bunch of signs. So we've got kerosene on the left. Then the blue is the kanji for ice. Then we have Millennium Manju. Hold on. I gotta make this bigger. Okay. Millennium Manju, Feng Feng, delivery of goods. Ebisu milk. Hiyashi candy. Briquettes. That's the second to last one on the right. And then tabako again. Interesting.
子。やめて。やめて。ちっちゃい頃の咲子の夢だったよね。堅苦しい神社じゃなくて駄菓子屋の娘に生まれたかったって。ここならいつでも好きなだけお菓子が食べられるよ。おやすみ、咲子。帰りな。今日はもう閉店だよ。咲子、私やっぱり咲子との約束守りたいよ。
Yeah, that's just like any action game combat. It just so happens that Souls became, you know, one of the more popular franchises to implement it. Or the Souls series, I should say. This is still just generic action game combat. Wait, am I forced to fight here? Yes, I am. Okay, that's super stupid. God damn it. Okay, I was hoping they would run into it. Ah, we're fine. Ah, come on. I dodged. It's fine. Okay, well, then I guess we're just gonna be forced to fight. Move, please. One more. All right. It's one. Come on. Shit. Okay. They're really not dodging into me, which is fine. We gotta use this. Actually, we've got another pipe, it doesn't matter. Surrounded by fog, the baby bird takes her first steps. Is the achievement we got. Here where? Interesting. Kitsune, which is again the god of this town or village, whose name I already forgot. And that one, oh, that one's looking away. I thought its face was missing. So this one's staring at us. Let's see. It's looking directly at us, and this one is looking away. Why would that be? Kutsu, respected by all and the leader of the people, was wed to Peanut. Plum, loved by all and always at the center of any group, was wed to Bamboo. Oh wait, they mean Pine. Okay, was wed to Pine. I thought it was Japanese. Anyway, Chrysanthemum, who had no mates, spent their days studying under Kutsu and became known as the Sage of the East. Let the prosperity of our clan be eternal. Chrysanthemum. I don't remember what that flower fucking signifies. At least symbolically. Was that it? Oh. Oh, I see. This is the puzzle. So, Chrysanthemum... Was it this? Or this? Let me remind myself what the fuck that flower looks like. Chrysanthemum. It's a pink flower? Oh, this one. Okay, you've probably seen this if you remember when we played through Fatal Frame. This is fucking everywhere, but this is a chrysanthemum. So, yeah. Anyway, let's remove it. Okay, so chrysanthemum goes in the middle, and then the other two, you know, go together. So that's a dead rat. That's an apple, probably. That's a fan. That's a bird. And this is a flower of some kind. I'll load it. Alter. What the fuck is kutsu? Okay. So plum was in the center. Wet to bamboo. So this is plum in the center. Oh god, you can turn it around. Yeah, you can rotate this. Oh, that's creepy. Neat. But yeah, it's a bird. This, yeah, I'm gonna assume this is the plum. I don't know. It's a vase, actually. Never mind. I think this is supposed to be bamboo. Okay. Oh, I see. Ah, fuck. The problem is, I don't... Okay, so the hint is in the outfits and stuff. I'll double check the jar in a bit, or the vase in a bit. But is this gonna be chrysanthemum? Are those plums? I don't remember. This is normal if you've seen like old Japan. Hold on, you know what? Fuck it. I'll look it up real quick. The art, I mean. Japanese plums in art. What did they what were they depicted like? In ancient, like, no, not like that. No. Okay. I'll try looking again, and then I'll make a quick note real quick of something else, because some of these symbols are normal, I guess, if you live in Japan, right? So here's fish. I can't tell what like those leaves are supposed to be. All right, one sec. Let's look at the journal again, and then let me make a note of this. Because here we go. It's going to be puzzles now. Okay. Alright. Let's get started then. So, Kutsu, respected by all, and the leader of the people, was wed to Pine. Okay. So, Plum was loved by all, center of the group, wed to Bamboo. Chrysanthemum had no mate, spent her days studying under Kutsu. Okay, so let's say Kutsu goes here. Right, let's say this is Kutsu. Kutsu goes here, wed to someone, you're in the middle, and Chrysanthemum goes here. East, never mind. So in that case, Kutsu would go here, wet to Pine this way, Chrysanthemum goes here, and then so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. And then Bamboo would go here. Okay, it makes the same. Yeah. If I place it here, yeah, same thing. Okay. So assuming that is correct. Or that's where they would go. Now we need to figure out what is what. Let me see if Kutsu is like an actual thing. Because I might not know it. It's a plant. Yes, it's a plant. And it looks like it's just got generic green leaves. So it looks like generic leaves that you would see. It might be this. This is probably chrysanthemum, actually. So you go here. Oh, this is Kutsu. This thing is Kutsu. So this goes here. And then Kutsu was married to what? pine. Is this pine? Maybe not. Let's see. That's not correct, so that means that you're probably pine. Like so? No. No, hold on. Let me look at you. What do you have? Gold and silver. What do you have drawn on you? What appear to be branches. And then that. I think this is the chrysanthemum symbol. In that case, it's like so. And then you go here. There it is.
おはよう。悪い夢にうなされていたかな。
悪い夢。
怪我はないか。怪我をするようなことは私がする。君は体を大事にしなさい。
ありがとう。
それでは行こうか、ひなこ。
どこ？
ここ。
どうした？こっちだ。
うん。
誰なの？
So I was trying to run, by the way, during that cutscene, or during that event, but it wasn't letting me every now and again. When she was holding her head, you can't run. Otherwise you can. Let's quickly just move around. So it looks like we were in some storehouse, and we're probably in the mountain shrine right now. Again, lots of parallels to Higurashi. Actually, you'll probably hear me say that, but this might be just normal in Japanese horror storytelling, because I mean it's your typical trope of like, well, there's a mountain village, the mountain village has a shrine, and then something's going on in the village, and then of course they have to reference the shrine and the local shrine god at some point, right? It's very wet. Her hair is so shiny as well. Look at this. Right. I'm gonna speed up a little bit just to look around. Okay. Let's move on. A lot of talismans. And a bunch of torii gates. Thank you, Foxmax. I want to bask in the ambiance. Of course, try not to deviate from the torii gate, or you might die, or get lost in the spirit realm or whatever. I don't remember much about them from Japanese mythology. I just know that they're like a way to guide spirits by having you walk under them. I'll look more into it by next time, by tomorrow. I'll provide a little bit more info then. But for now, also wait. What kind of flowers are these that keep falling? They're not sakura petals, of course. It's not spring. I wonder. Red sky looks so fucking cool, though. Are these patterns a symbol of some kind? Okay. Alright. Let me make a note of this, because it seems like we've got another puzzle. No. Okay. Let's move on. Because there's probably going to be a puzzle, like, right now. With like, hey, dipshit, were you paying attention? Could go back a bit. Yeah, let's do that real quick. So it's this way, right? Yeah. You said take all the time you need. So we're gonna go this way. Okay. Well, never mind. I guess I can't take all the time that I need. Okay, let's move on a little bit. Icon. A beautiful dagger used for ceremonial purposes. The blade has been intentionally dulled so it doesn't make the best weapon. However, it does seem surprisingly durable. Okay. Interesting. The Inari statues laughing? Creepy. Very interesting. So we now have a dull dagger and a lantern. I was checking to see if this thing had any durability. Anyway. still very interesting seeing what the what I presume to be the underworld is like in some of these games. At least on the channel we've seen only a few depictions of it, or at least the Japanese underworld. In like 2 games, like this and like a Fatal Frame title.
ここは何の神社？
君のために鍵を用意した。案内しよう。
Okay. It must have had something in its mouth. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. There's like a small entrance, or like it looks like it could hold something there. Especially considering this one is holding a jade ball. Or probably a ball made of some other type of material, or stone or rock. He said something about preparing a key. Okay. Still fun just to look around everywhere, by the way. That fox looks smug, and all of these do not.
あの人についていこう。
Yeah, game is railroading me. I hate that, but it's fine. It's whatever. Let's quickly look here. And here we have a howling fox. Huh. Okay.
こっちだ、ひなこ。
Bro is mondo patient. Here I am looking around everywhere. And he's just like, well, she'll get to me when she gets to me. There's the lanterns of the other shrine or storehouse. We'll investigate in a moment. Let's see if the game lets me.
あの人についていこう。
It does not. I guess I better follow him. You'll come. Well, let's save. And let's offer something. It's only 30. We'll hold off on it, I guess, maybe. Oh, actually, how much sanity do we have? None. Nah, we'll be fine.
じゃあお前が。
頑張れ、ひなこ。I think I remember something. Okay, well, let's look for hints.
これに似た絵を見かけたような。
Oh, now we can go that way. Well, like, I took note of all the of all the fucking images that we were supposed to look at, of all those little what would you even call them? Like palettes or like paintings or man, I don't remember too much about like festivals, so I can't really give you like a name for these things. Divine water, which we don't care about. And now we've got this. To those corrupted souls who dare encroach upon our sacred land, may you be met with calamity and destruction. The yokai of the carriage had their heads removed. The yokai of the umbrella, their arms. The yokai of the kettle, their legs. Only the losses of each shall purify this corruption. Okay. So, yeah, if you've ever seen like depictions of some of the, because I mean yokai are Japanese spirits that like possess objects, and in just Japanese myth there's literally like a yokai for fucking everything, like your table, your bed, your closet, the space between your furniture, that little gap, that little dark gap between your furniture, there's a yokai that lives in that, for example. And here they're talking about them. So I'll make a note of this real quick, because obviously those are going to be important. We've only seen one yokai so far, or at least a depiction of one, and that's the carriage one. Okay. Okay, they're called Emmas, it seems. What are you doing? Get out of here. Oh, okay. Sorry. I keep thinking that I could just dodge without moving. That's why I keep, like, dying. Sorry, I keep thinking that me just doing this is enough. Because I don't want to dodge. Because I find it stupid. So I guess we go this way now. So it looks like I did waste my time grabbing all that, and or like grabbing screenshots of all that. Anyway, kudzu tea, a slightly thick drink made by dissolving kudzu powder in water. In this region, ginger and freshly pressed juice are added to enrich the flavor. Freeze it before drinking. Okay, slowly restores HP. Oh, we got an Estus flask! Just kidding. Oh. Honey. To whomever happens to read this note, it becomes so easy if you just stop and give up. After all, you're already among the dead. Interesting. That's a very Higurashi note. I'm kidding. I'm gonna stop saying that. Well, actually, it is. It is. It's very reminiscent of the late game, I guess. I cannot hold any more items. Okay. Oh, can I only have one Kutsuchi? Okay, well, fuck that then. I guess we'll use it more often, technically. I've been healing way more than I've been meaning to. The game doesn't like me being at like half HP. Anyway. Like I said, I'm gonna avoid combat as much as possible. It's kind of a huge waste of fucking time. In a Silent Hill game, no less. Anyway, here's our next hint. Never mind. That's the tree stump. Nothing here. So it's gotta be over here. Mom, Dad, I don't think I'll make it home. I just wish I could see you one last time. Mayumi. Wasn't she the chick that went missing? Not here. Not here. Wait. There it is. There's the umbrella.
あと一つ。
I haven't played the Silent Hill remake, so I'm not sure how the combat was like in it. But if I recall, these two games were like developed at different times, so it makes sense for them to be, well, pretty different. Anyway, this is the umbrella one. Okay, last one that we need was what again? Kettle. Oh, that thing still comes for you. I don't even know why I turned the light off. There's no reason to do it, to do that. Considering that, again, the dude can't even see. There's one more. Okay. Kettle is the last one. Okay, that's another cat one. So let's grab this. Oh! Omori. Greatly decreases the damage taken while dodging. Well, we're not using that. Nothing here. Nothing here. I think it's here. I don't know if this is the pot. It isn't. Combination lock dial. Okay, well there it is. There's the missing one.
じゃあお前を試そう。
Let me move back here. Just in case. And then let me grab a note of this, or make a note of this. So this one was the kettle. Okay. All right, we've got all three. Does the game take notes for me? It does. So that was a huge waste of time. It's okay. I like having fun that way too. Let me do this real quick though. Okay, there we go. Also, if you see it like disconnect every now and again, that's just like my controller getting disconnected. That's not me pausing. Or sorry, if you see it pausing, it's it getting disconnected. Anyway. Let's see. There's gotta be stuff this way. So let's go get it. Right, these things can't see. So it doesn't matter if I have a light on or not. So what could these dudes represent is my question. I literally have too many bandages. Okay, that's fine. So, let's see. They have a lock around their neck. They're very beastly. They have no face. All they can do is scream. What else? Shit, and now I have to fight it. Oh, come on. Just shank him. give him the old give him the old London greeting. Just get him right between the fucking ribs. Alright, what's next? Yo, come. Where's the... Might as well go grab the bandage then. What was it? Here. The old London good morning. Oh. Oh, he regenerates, it seems. Possibly, I don't know. Well, let's go to the shrine. Let's heal up. Or save, I mean. Okay. And it's straight ahead. Yeah, and then to the left. So we go this way. I mean, you can't kill that which is dead, so it kind of makes sense now. Why he can regenerate. Anyway, back we go. And you can hear him in the distance. Well, anyway. Oh, wait. Here we go. Anyway, again, the deaths that I've had so far are just because I keep thinking, oh yeah, I can't just evade the enemies by moving backwards. That, and I actively do not want to engage in the combat. That is something that I just don't want to do. Alright, well, let's look at this. So, I assume it's going to be a character that is shared amongst all three of the yokai. So, look at him again. I assume it's probably whatever's big, maybe? Let's see. Oh, hold on. This one goes here. Okay. So, because with the cart one, we have... Well, this... Okay. So, with the cart one, we have big triangle, little circle, with an X in the middle, little circle with a cross going through it, and then the weird snake fork thing. This thing. So, we've got this. So I assume it's whatever the first one is. Then we have, for the umbrella one, it's circle with a cross, triangle with a Y, Saturn, and then circle with a triangle, or with a triangular shape going through it. This thing. So it should be... Oh, they let you... Oh, you can view your journal if you really need to. Okay, well, it should be this one. Unless there's a bigger one. Yes, there's a bigger one. So it should be this. And then we have kettle, which is this, but upside down. This. Okay. So if it's not this... then it should be something else. I don't know if these mean anything, by the way. They probably mean something. Maybe they do not. Let me look at the symbols a little bit more. Nope. There it is. What? Huh? God damn, dude. What? Hold on. Ah, shit. I can try to clip it. Okay. The solution to this puzzle was this. It was none of the ones that I saw. Well, hold on. It'll be. Oh shit! Actually, I can't capture. Wait. I can do it like this. Well, here. We can go to my journal. I can just show you. The solution to the puzzle was 2, 4, and 3. So the circle with the 2 lines going through it, the circle with the 3 lines going through it, and then the snake with a V on it. What the fuck? Let me check, just in case I was being stupid. I was. So, looking at it through the guide once more. Because, like, the thing is that it tells you, it's like, there's 3 solutions. If you're playing on story mode, it's this. If you're playing on hard mode, it's this. If you're playing on Lost in Fog, which is weird, it gives you, like, another one, which I have no idea, like, what the fuck Lost in Fog is. But anyway, I hate having to rely on, like, a guide, but it fucking hell. In general, that still made no sense. Like, trying to look at that, hold on. Like, maybe I am fucking stupid for some reason. But let's see, their heads removed. I can't imagine a symbol from the top that matches heads being removed, except maybe the 3rd one or the 4th one. The yokai of the umbrella, their arms. The 3rd one, maybe? And the yokai of the kettle, their legs. That one makes sense for the snake, maybe. Or maybe even, like, the triangle. Anyway, I'm gonna forget about it. And let's just move on. Thought maybe my game was glitching or some shit. I don't fucking know. You know, when he said, I'll make you a key, he really fucking meant it, huh? And then here we have a depiction of a fox spirit of sorts, with whatever this is. Stone key. Okay, so it's stone, not jade. Maybe. A key fashioned from a mysterious stone. Never mind. Judging from what he said, it's probably something precious. Yes. It is jade, okay.
君のための鍵だ。
私のために。
その鍵を稲荷像の
Fuck you, I dodged. Go fuck yourself, I dodged exactly when I was supposed to. Run, Hinako, run. You going the right way? Yes.
先ほどの扉は客人を招くためのものだ。だが、こちらの扉は聖域へ入ることを許された者にしか開かれない。
私は入っていいの？
もちろんだとも。君を招くために今日がある。まだ少し歩かねばならないが、しばし休もうか。
大丈夫です。
疲れたらすぐに言いなさい。では行こうか。
The fox's guidance. The fox watches over the chicken coop.
ひなこ、しっかりしろ。返事をしろ。よかった。まあ、お前は簡単に死ぬようなやつじゃないよな。
シュウはまだ生きてる。
サクコは無事だよな。一体どうなってんだ。街から誰もいなくなってる。これは悪い夢なのか。
どこに行っても化け物しかいない。悪夢以外の何者でもないな。
だとしても幸運だったよ。この世界に残ったのが2人だとして、そのもう一人がお前で嬉しいよ、相棒。
リンコは？
俺はあいつに話があるって言われただけで、別にその。
リンコは無事なのか？一緒に逃げたんじゃないのか？
悪い。俺も混乱してたみたいだ。あの時はみんなバラバラに逃げた。俺もリンコの姿は見てない。
こんな状況でリンコはどこへ？
自分の家か。行ってみようぜ、相棒。
シュウ？
どうした？早く来ないと置いてくぜ。
よし、しっかりしないと。とにかくリンコを見つけなきゃ。サクコ、ごめん。もう行かなきゃ。
Double check. Is it straight ahead? It was this way. It was this way. Yes. Okay. I think this might be a good stopping point for today, as we've been going for about, well, 3 hours already. So let's go ahead and save. And then before we continue, I'll give my, final thoughts and everything. So let's go ahead and swap it over to the ending screen real quick. Then you know, I'll give my final thoughts so far, or my not final, initial thoughts, sorry, on Silent Hill F. Because normally, normally I don't do this, at least for YouTube VODs. So I'll keep this going for a little bit. But so far, this game. Sorry, actually, let me see if we can get a like background music going. Maybe. Actually, no. There is like no background music for the most part. Yeah, no, it's just like sounds. All right, well, it doesn't matter. We'll be in silence, I guess, for the most part. Anyway, so Silent Hill F so far. As a Silent Hill title, excluding the combat, mind you, I've been quote-unquote sucking at it because I keep trying not to engage with it. I keep trying not to fight the monsters. I keep trying not to, you know, look at them or whatever, so that they can just go away, right? And we just leave. And then everything goes back to normal. Or the combat ends, so we can kind of keep the atmosphere going. If I was trying to actively engage with the combat and fight everything, which I could do, then I would. But I'll still try to avoid fighting anything that I don't have to. As for the game, again, as a Silent Hill title, if we go for the like, you know, person has trauma angle that they have to resolve, so far, since it's the very beginning of the game, there's not too much we can go off of, except for, you know, her having problems at home, and then that the dolls kind of represent her repressed emotions, and her, you know, her being a quote-unquote doll. Like, she has to conform to, you know, the nature of being the younger daughter. She has to live up to the standards of her sister, and so on. As a... Well, what else before I move on? So, excluding the combat, game is very atmospheric. Game looks very pretty. I really do like it a lot so far. I can ignore the combat. I can get past it. It's not a big deal. It's not a deal breaker. If people really are complaining about the combat being too fucking like Souls-like, quote unquote, or whatever, then they're just nitpicking at this point. Because you don't have, like, I've killed what, 3 enemies this entire like playthrough so far, out of the 10 or so that we've encountered. There's like, you know, the game doesn't force you to fight anything except for like the tutorial ones. No, I've killed 5, because there was 3 in this little area, 1 and then the 2 that popped out. I forgot about them. So we've had to kill at least 5. 6 people, sorry. Anyway, excluding that, game is not bad so far. As a Ryukishi title, as a game that he's written, this is oozing with like everything from Higurashi. Like everything from fucking Higurashi. We have literally a mountain village. There's a god in this village. There's a shrine maiden. The shrine maiden is killed, right? Again, these are all like spoilers technically for Higurashi. If you haven't, I guess I should have probably like warned you of that again. But if for some reason you are watching this on my channel, you should have probably already seen this. Should have already like maybe watched the playthrough of Higurashi that I've done, or you're familiar with it. But anyway, there's a dead shrine maiden. I guess that's not much of a spoiler. That happens around chapter 3 if you're playing Higurashi. What else? Speaking of chapter 3, you have the motifs of a sibling, of an older sibling and a younger sibling, and abusive guardians. So we can see the parallels between Satoko, the younger sister, relying on her older brother, Satoshi, to protect her from her abusive aunt, and then uncle, or actually her aunt. She has to like deal with her uncle on her own. Here we have the protagonist who had to rely on her sister to stop her from basically her and her parents from going at each other's throats, right? Then you have the sister going away, just like how Satoshi goes away. Satoshi in this case disappears, or Higurashi's case disappears. In this case, our sister gets married. And then I guess all the expectations of being, a married woman fall upon the protagonist now, as she gets into arguments with her father, because she's also not a quote unquote prim and proper and the like for what is required or expected of a woman in Japan in the 1940s or 1960s. So you can see a ton of parallels between Higurashi and, of course, Silent Hill F, which is great. It's really fucking neat. So far, I'm really enjoying it, and it's definitely going to be a fun experience. So, for now, let's get ready to call it here for today.